cool. Okay, now we're going to get onto the main meat of things today, guys, now that I've done the special announcement. Okay, I know that I haven't been with you over the last couple of weeks, and there is a very good reason for that. My granddad, unfortunately, there's a few different issues, shall we say, that's going on, but one of the main ones that's been going on, this kind of affected me, I suppose, and I can't really say too much just now because there's certain people on Facebook that may see this and then be like, oh my gosh, okay. But, you know, Granddad and Grandma's passing, you know, it has a way of creeping up on you. For those of you that know and remember, they passed, you know, one was last year, one was a couple of years ago. It has a strange way of creeping up on you. And what I want to talk about today, guys, is dealing with anxiety. Okay, now I don't know how many people are on here tonight that deal with anxiety, but let me tell you something. I'm doing a special course at the moment on how to cope with anxiety. We're actually putting this one together. It will come with a special booklet that you can actually get a hold of. I think it's like £3.50 or something. That'll be on our website. And it's for basically you guys that are struggling with anxiety. I have never known, you know, really what anxiety was, and anxiety, unfortunately, is one of these things that kind of creeps up on you without you knowing it. I was a church youth worker for many years and had to deal with a lot of politics, a lot of stupidness, a lot of nonsense that was going on, and then you had to go out there on a Sunday and a Wednesday and pretend everything was great and, you know, that it was all really, really enjoyable and everything was wonderful. Well, when push comes to shove, guys, it isn't all wonderful, it isn't all great, and it is really difficult. And I know there's certain people that have just joined that this will be really beneficial for, guys. We're talking about anxiety and how to deal with it. There's no script, there's nothing here, so my words are a little bit fumbled as my thoughts are at the moment. But I didn't realise, guys, because I was having problems with my sight, I was having problems with my concentration, I was having problems sleeping and eating and thinking and all, you know, all the shebang that goes with it. It's a great word, I know, shebang. But basically, if you have... There's a number of different things that go with it, but basically if you've lost appetite, if you're procrastinating, if you are irritable, if your mood swings are all over the place, if you have problems seeing, concentrating, focusing, if you've stomach problems, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that are there. If you are feeling tense and worried all the time, the chances are you probably are one of the millions out there that suffer with anxiety. Now, one of the really interesting things that I want to just put out there to Facebook, I want to put it out there to everybody that sees this as well, is when people get diagnosed with illnesses such as colitis, or such as depression, or such as, you know, I know fibromyalgia is a really, I'm going to say popular one right now because there's a lot of people out there that struggle with fibro. People, when they also get, you know, diagnosed with anxiety and severe anxiety, just to give you a little hint here, guys, for a normal level of anxiety, 26 is, you know, a copable, if that's a coping, or if that's a proper word, but a coping level of anxiety. I was at 78, okay? And they would ask you all sorts of different questions, such as, you know, have you trouble sleeping? Are you irritable? Do your moods change? Are you struggling, you know, concentration? Are you feeling nervous wherever you're going? All of that kind of thing. And I tend not to listen to a lot of things that people put out there, a lot of boxes people want to put you into. But I was really interested by the results of this one because it fits everything that we were going through right now. And I want to tell you guys, as I said, both for Facebook, but also for YouTube, for our blog, and for other things as well, you're not the only one. You are not the only one, okay? I know when you get diagnosed with that thing, it's like, well, I don't know anyone else that actually has this. It's a really scary thing. You struggle processing your words, you struggle remembering things, you struggle actually, you know, doing things or whatever it is, and you do feel alone. Because it's not a physical, you know, if you break your leg or you break your arm, you know, it's a physical illness. People can see that you've broken your leg or you've broken your arm. If you're struggling with colitis, fibromyalgia, anxiety, depression, you know, whatever it is, by the way, depression is not feeling sorry for yourself. I heard someone say that the other day. It is not feeling sorry for yourself. It is a serious chemical imbalance within your hormonal system that causes you to be up 1 minute and down the next. Okay, I'm just putting that out there for those of you that, you know, again, are sitting there thinking, or people just say, I'm feeling sorry for myself. You're not. Okay, sometimes you may be, but more often than not, if you've got severe depression, you're not. So I want to encourage you guys, as I say, we're going to be putting together something really, really special. We've noticed the need, we've noticed things out there. It's more about lifestyle choices. This seems to be where our business is going now. It's more about the lifestyle. It's more about, how can I get this level of stress out of my body? One of the things that people seem to actually forget now, guys, is that life is moving at such a pace for so many people. You'll have your work, you've got your families, you've got your social life, you've got, whatever it may be. And they get to a point where there's no rest, there's no downtime whatsoever. I have a friend of mine that has four children, or 3 children and 1 on the way. And they were saying to me, that it's really stressful for them right now because hubby works away, she's really stressed, and I hope you don't mind, I'm not saying any names, but I hope you don't mind me using this. It's a really good story, I think, that will help so many other people. Because, that's not uncommon for so many people to have so much on their plate, and eventually what happens is, and you've seen this more and more, particularly in the news, recently was Ant McParlin, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Ant from Ant and Dec. And basically, he ended up, in such a terrible way. What people forget is the guy has been on, pain medication. He's got an injury. He suffers with depression. His family's basically just been ripped from him, and he's just broken down. So, and I heard this last night, people, making judgments and attacking the guy and everything else. They don't even know him. And that's something, yes, what he did wasn't good, but at the same point, you've got to understand, folks, that you can't be judging people because you don't know the situation and what's going on. And it's really difficult if someone's behaving like a jackass, not to actually be like, oh my gosh, this person is a jackass. What I want to teach you, if you take nothing else away from this rambling spiel that I'm going on right now, is just to think a little bit more, look a little bit deeper than what is obvious. Okay, so you may say, well, this guy's a complete jackass, or this girl's a complete jackass. But what is actually causing them to be that way? Is there something underlining? Is there something there that you're saying, something just doesn't kind of match up? And, I've said to my wife, look out for certain behaviours, because in doing so, you're actually helping me, you're actually helping other people as well. And I get, if you've never had anxiety before, gathering my words, then you don't actually know and you don't understand what it feels like to have anxiety. That's why there's so many groups out there, guys, and I encourage you to get serious support from the Facebook groups that are out there. Of course, be discerning who you talk to, be very, very careful who you talk to. I'm part of a group that supports folks with colitis and with Crohn's disease, and it's really important to actually try and get a handle on this, because if you don't, as my wife said to me the other day, it will cripple you, okay? Anxiety is a really, really strong thing. It can creep up on you at any time, and there's sometimes you're not even aware of it. You might be in work and all of a sudden you're chest pains, all of that kind of stuff is all linked to anxiety. So it's being careful, it's making sure you take your time out. I want to tell you something now, guys. You didn't hear from me this weekend. As I said, I was taking time out, take the weekend off. That is going to be a regular thing. There may be a few sales posts that go out, but there will be no serious work, because it was wonderful actually just to take that time out, have some awesome food, spend time with my wife, and actually not need to feel like I need to perform, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do the other. It's really, really key. Find some way of getting that time out, because it is vital for your own self. And if you don't, again, you end up feeling like you are going completely nuts. And that is one of the characteristics of anxiety as well. I hope this has been of help to you. As I say, guys, do head over to johnmorrisartfromtheheart.com. Sign up for our newsletter. I'm not doing that as a sales pitch or anything like that, because if you are struggling with anxiety, we're writing things at the moment that hopefully you will be able to actually use, build into your life, develop, make good lifestyle choices. Make sure, as Rory said there, remember the Sabbath. In my case, it's a 3-day Sabbath. Depending on my level of anxiety, sometimes it's a 4-day Sabbath. but it's really important, guys, because let me tell you this, and I will be very frank with you, I didn't take much time off, okay? Now, I've taken a few holidays here and there, as you know, but I didn't take much time off over the last 15 years. That creeps up in you. I've noticed this over the years, you know, just creeping up little by little by little, and before you know it, you end up cracking up, you know, tight chest, problem sleeping, problem thinking, you're in the gym and your breathing is so erratic and all over the place, you can't properly, you know, deal with things, you can't cope mentally, you can't function a lot of the time. So what I'm going to say here is the second thing I want you to take from this. Depending how anxious you are, and depending how long it's been since you've had a really good break or found a way to deal with this and coping mechanisms and all that kind of stuff, depending how long it's been in building this up will actually depend how long it takes coming down. Hence why I said there, you know, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 days of doing nothing. Okay, by the 3rd day I was able maybe to do the dishes without feeling irritable. And I said to Katie, my wife, I said, have you noticed the changes from a week ago to now? And she said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm not wound up. I gauge my levels between a 1 and a 10, so 10 being the worst, 1 obviously being pure relaxation. I'm noticing through the week, so when I was teaching yesterday, because yesterday was quite a difficult day, particularly with the kids, just being boisterous and just being kids, really. You know, I was probably feeling around a 7 or 8. By the time we finished, I was exhausted, I was tired, and then, you know, that's when you've really got to watch yourself, because if you're around a 7 or an 8, it comes quite easily at this point. So you've really got to notice, and you've got to look at, you know, ways to really bring that down or cope until you can get to a point where you can actually take a lot of time off. Like today, I've taken quite a bit of time off. I went down to the post office earlier on. I got some shopping. Not from the post office, but, you know, from elsewhere. And then, you know, I was chilling out for a lot of the day. I had a nap. I'm here now. I'm doing a little bit of work. I'm doing some blog work. Obviously, I'm doing some video work as well. And just taking it slowly at the moment, okay? Now, you may need to do this over a period of 6 months. Kat Sturts, if you're not familiar with Kat, Kat is my business coach. Wonderful lady. Who has brought out so many programs and so many coping mechanisms or methods on dealing with anxiety and stress and all the other things, because it plays such a part into everything and everyday life, and you wouldn't believe actually some of the things that anxiety causes. As I mentioned earlier on, problems sleeping, problems thinking, tight chest, feeling like your heart is going to explode, stomach problems, the list goes on and on and on. I've got a little photograph which we're looking at this morning that I picked up on Instagram that I'm going to be sharing soon, and yeah, I mean, as I say, if you're not careful, it just absolutely cripples you. Okay, guys, I've rambled on enough. As I say, I hope this helps you. Please do let me know if it does. Just send me some love. Just send me, you know, some smiles or whatever it is. But today we've been talking about how to deal with anxiety, how to cope with it, and get this, folks, this is the third thing that I want you to take away. This is not something that's going to go away, okay? This is something that you will probably have for your life. As sad as that is, I mean, I struggle with colitis. Once I get my anxiety down, it would be very interesting to see then how my stomach problems, you know, continue, how things actually function, and all the other stuff that goes along with that. So if you are struggling with anxiety or health issues or whatever, or you're looking to get fit, despite long-term health issues, I know there's a few people on here tonight that I've seen, head over to johnmorris.artfromtheheart.com / you can go to health and fitness, you can go to actually just the website itself, sign up for the newsletter, and it will be straight into your inbox. Okay, we'll have landing pages and everything will be coming out soon. I'll explain all that. But tonight, as I say, thank you very much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope this has been some help to you. Forgive my ramblings at times. Kat, welcome. I was just singing your praises about what we were talking about last week and dealing with anxiety, and talking about some of the programs that you have gone through and some of the stuff that you've put together in the past. So if you are interested as well, not just in myself, but Kat is a wonderful coach and she will actually help you through a lot of these things. So definitely get in touch with her. You can just click her little face, her little beaming, smiling face, is on our comment section right now, and you can get in touch with her, or as I say, drop me a message personally, and I'll be here to help. Thank you very much, Kat. Feeling the love. Appreciate it, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'm going to continue with a little bit more writing, as I say. Head to the website, guys. Final time I'm going to say, head to the website. Make sure you sign up to our newsletter. If you're struggling with anxiety, you're wanting to get fit, you want to check out our summer, early spring, there we go, spring special offers. Check them out, guys. You will love what's up there at the moment. Some amazing special offers and more to follow as well. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that too. We are rocking our path, and there's lots of different things that are going on just now, so I always appreciate your support. Guys, have a wonderful week. Take care. God bless.